Yes.
Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Ben and we are Team Stax. I'm presenting with my teammates Combo in Nairobi and Toby in Abuja, and we are here to take the stress out of money. 300 million Africans own an Android smartphone and make a choice to transact offline using a legacy GSM channel called Ussd instead of using apps. So these are people that have a smartphone and they're choosing a worse user experience instead of moving their money over apps. Why is that? Because mobile data is expensive. So according to the Alliance for Affordable Internet, 1 gigabyte of data in Africa costs on average about 6% of monthly average income. Stax is a universal money app for Africa. All your money, banks, crypto, Momo in one place, accessible without mobile data. So you can access your accounts, you can move money, you can see your receipts, all with mobile data switched off without requiring the internet. Stax is live in 4 African markets today and is about to go live in 5 others. We plan to support at least 6 services. So those would be bank and Momo services, plus what we're building with USDC in all 54 markets in Africa in the next 24 months, becoming truly Pan-African in the next 2 years. We came to the DFS Lab Stellar Bootcamp to jumpstart our self-custody multi-token wallet strategy, bringing the worlds of crypto and DeFi to the 300 million Africans that choose to transact offline from their smartphone. We're starting by giving Stax users access to USDC, a de facto USD domiciliary account, so they can participate seamlessly in the global economy. And as with every other service we're doing, making this accessible to our users without requiring an internet connection. Here's the first video. This is my teammate Combo in Nairobi, creating a USDC account and sending money offline from the Stax interface. This is a live transaction that you can track with the transaction ID below.
Hello, I will be demonstrating an offline P2P transaction of USDC. I have $10 in my account and I will go to send money. I want to send $8. I will pick the account number from my recents and then proceed to complete the transaction. I will now enter my PIN and await the transaction running in the background for the response. I've now received a successful response from the server that the payment is in process. And if I check my new balance now, I can see that my new balance is $2 and that the $8 was sent successfully. Thank you.
Okay, so that was Combo in Nairobi sending money to Toby in Abuja. He had his mobile data switched off and we were using the legacy GSM channel USSD as the transport layer to make sure that that transaction worked without an internet connection.
Hello.
This video is still formatting, so I'm going to show it from my local device. Now we'll play the receiving video. This is Toby in Abuja.
Open Stax to demo offline transfer of USSD from from a user from Kenya to Nigeria. And this is the process of creating an account. Accepting permissions which are required by Stax. And I'm going to just dive into my home screen so I can see my balances.
Ben, I'm not sure if anyone can see.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on mine as well. Just a second.
Going to just dive into my home screen.
not sure what the issue is there, but the video is not, it just hasn't rendered correctly. And so what the video is showing here is that Toby has received an SMS. And so he was offline. He received an SMS notification that Combo had sent him the USDC. And then he is checking his balance within the Stax interface. Again, this is all happening offline. We're using the USSD channel to actually communicate with our server offline. And that's when he's checking his balance. He's able to see that that transaction is actually completed. Again, remember, we've got a transaction ID in the previous screen. Okay, so that was the demo. Apologies, that video didn't render. Stax, again, I'll remind you, is a universal money app for Africa, all your crypto, Momo, banks in one place. And Stellar really sits at the center of this. What we have today is the ability for any user anywhere to link their existing money accounts and send money through a much better experience. What we get with Stax is actually the ability to start stitching those money systems together. And so when Combo in Kenya wants to perhaps do M-Pesa in Kenya to GT Bank in Nigeria, that's going to be enabled through the Stellar Anchor network so that we can really have seamless commerce, borderless commerce for the mass market available with or without a mobile data connection. And in case there's any investor interest, you can contact me. I'm the CEO, ben@usehover.com, and that's it.
Very cool. Thank you, Ben. Great demo, and obviously a super critical use case for Africa. 54 countries and regulatory regimes, 42 currencies, thousands of languages and cultures. So, anything that can kind of stitch all that together and create a seamless interface that connects all those different dots in an economically viable way is pretty cool in my book. We had a couple of questions already. First one is, are you going to use USSD in every country? And the second one, maybe if you want to answer two at once, who bears the cost of the USSD sessions, especially in a country like Nigeria, where most of the banks push that to customers? So are you using USSD in every country?
So we live on kind of,
Yeah,
we live on the offline-online continuum. So we have the option to pass that information using USSD in the event that the user's mobile data is off, but we can also pass it just using regular APIs. We do plan to offer that offline functionality via USSD everywhere we can in our Pan-African rollout. And then who bears the cost? It depends on the setup. So in some markets, we're able to do reverse billing, so we can actually bear that cost for the user and kind of see that as a loss leader to gain it up through DeFi or yield farming or something else. And in some markets, the user has to pay some fee, where then we would present something like pay 7 Naira to complete this transaction offline if we're using USSD.
cool. We've got a couple other questions streaming in. How are you addressing USSD failure rates across countries? Sensing someone has experienced USSD failure rates themselves. And well, why don't you start with that?
Yeah, so USSD failures are pretty, it's a pretty wide gamut. Typically where you see those failure rates really spike is when it's a third party, especially like a bank that doesn't have the in-house capacity to keep these things up. Fortunately, what we are doing is maintaining our own USSD codes directly through services like Africa's Talking. And so we're able to reduce those rates significantly because we're staying on top of it. Was there a second part of that question?
No, I think that probably addressed it. The next two are related questions. So how do you handle regulation? And then a specific question around how do you handle regulation about holding crypto assets in all the different countries?
Yeah, self-custody is our play there. And so you could think about us kind of like Lobster or Trust Wallet or Coinbase Wallet or Abra. These are all self-custody plays, and we chose self-custody specifically so that we could fly under most regulatory thresholds. So we'll never be in custody of that crypto, and that allows us much more maneuverability than like a centralized model or an exchange.
Good. Yep. Always challenge work around the regulations. Any other sort of one quick question to go? We have just a little bit of time left, but probably have to queue up phone bank. Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Ben. Great job this week with you guys. You know, built a great demo, and it's a very critical use case and very cool underlying technology that you guys bring to the table with the Hover USSD model. So thank you. Thanks again.